Imagine an empire so vast it stretched from Greece to the mountains of India. An ancient compass points to the heart of Persia while mythical creatures guard the edges of the unknown. On the horizon at sunset stands a massive Persian army. Dust settles in golden light. Silence before the storm. A spear tip catches the dying sun as thousands of shadows march across an orange burning sky. But all that remains today are ruins, Persepolis at golden hour, columns, carvings, wind, and dust. This map glows with gold, 44% of the ancient world, an empire pulsing like a heart. Then fire, a city burns at night, flames on water, smoke to the stars, ash falling like snow. This man started it all, Cyrus the Great. Crown, sword, eyes of vision. He turns to face us, the full map from Egypt to India, gold borders glowing, then fading into darkness, from dust to glory, to dust. But before Persia rose, there was another world, three kingdoms fighting for power. To understand how Persia rose, you first need to understand the world it was born into, 600 years before Christ. The Middle East is a battlefield. Three kingdoms fight for power. Babylon controls Mesopotamia, blue walls reaching to the sky, a city of wonders. Egypt guards the Nile, pharaohs and temples, a civilization older than memory. Media rules the northern highlands, warriors in the mist, sharp and dangerous. But in the south, in a quiet region called Persis, a small tribe grows. Nobody takes them seriously. An elder teaches a boy to shoot. Simple people, hard land. But they are learning. Their king is Cambyses I, a minor ruler, a vassal of the Medes. Nobody expects anything from him. But on the map, a tiny gold spot glows among giants, a spark of something that will change the world. Then one man changed everything. His name was Cyrus. This is his story. His name was Cyrus. In 559 BC, a young king takes the throne. Behind him, his father fades into history. The Median Empire looms over tiny Persia like a shadow. But Cyrus looks at the map and sees opportunity. His army prepares for battle. Swords are sharpened, bowstrings pulled, dawn is coming. Persians against Medes, spears and shields in the dust. Cyrus leads the charge himself, but he does not destroy them. He shakes hands with Median nobles. Enemies become allies. On the map, Media is absorbed. Gold spreads across new territory. First great victory. King Croesus of Lydia laughs among his gold. He is rich. He is powerful. He is not afraid. But Cyrus has camels. At the Battle of Timbra, horses panic. The Lydian formation breaks. Cavalry in chaos. Horses rearing, riders falling. Lydia has fallen. Then Babylon. Massive walls at night. The greatest city in the world. Seemingly impossible. But at night, Persian soldiers walk through the dry riverbed, torches in hand. No one expects them. The gates open. The Persian army enters peacefully. The citizens are not afraid. Cyrus issues the Cyrus Cylinder, the first known charter of human rights. Written in clay, freed slaves celebrate in the streets, different nations, different gods, one liberator. The map glows from the Mediterranean to Central Asia, the largest empire history has ever seen. Old Cyrus on his deathbed. 530 BC. He built an empire in 30 years. He is at peace. His tomb at Pasargadae, a modest stone in the desert, wind and silence. The inscription reads, "I am Cyrus, King of Kings. Do not envy my modest monument." After Cyrus came Darius. The empire rose to its peak. After Cyrus died, Darius I took the throne. He was not a warrior like Cyrus. He was a builder and an administrator who would transform Persia into something truly extraordinary. Darius divided the vast empire into 20 provinces called satrapies. Each province had its own governor, its own tax system, and its own local laws. On the map, they light up one by one. A Persian bazaar was a meeting place for dozens of nations. People in colorful robes traded goods and stories. Persia did not erase cultures. It managed them with remarkable efficiency. Darius built the Royal Road, a massive highway stretching 2,700 kilometers from Sardis all the way to Susa. It was the spine of the empire. Royal messengers rode horses at full speed along the Royal Road. They could travel its entire length in just 7 days. Information moved fast. Power moved even faster. Darius built Persepolis, a capital city so magnificent that even today, its ancient ruins leave visitors completely speechless. It was a monument to Persian greatness. Massive stone columns rose toward the sky. Ancient carvings covered every wall. Every single detail spoke of Persian power, wealth, and sophisticated taste. Stone reliefs showed tribute bearers marching from every nation of the empire. Each people brought gifts to the king, and each people was allowed to keep their own gods and customs. At its maximum extent, the Persian Empire controlled territory from Egypt all the way to Pakistan. Over 50 million people lived under one rule. It was the largest empire the world had ever seen. Zoroastrian priests kept an eternal flame burning at the fire temple. Religion and spirituality united the empire. The flame was never allowed to go out. Scribes sat at wooden tables recording taxes and laws on soft clay tablets. A vast bureaucracy worked day and night. The empire ran on paperwork. Darius stood on the terrace of Persepolis and looked west. On the distant horizon lay Greece, small and quiet for now. But Darius was already thinking about conquest. But greatness always attracts enemies. The trouble started with Greece. Greek cities in Anatolia rebelled against Persia. Athens sent ships to help them fight. Darius crushed the revolt with fire and sword, but he did not forget Athens. Revenge would come later. Darius clenched his fist in anger. Revenge would be brutal. But first he waited and planned his attack. Athenian triremes sailed into battle across the sea. Small, fast, and very dangerous, their bronze rams were deadly. Darius sent a massive fleet across the Aegean Sea. Hundreds of ships carried thousands of soldiers, largest invasion ever seen. At Marathon, Athenian soldiers charged at full sprint, dust flying behind them. Outnumbered, but they were not afraid. The Persian army broke and retreated to their ships, a stunning defeat. Darius died before he could try again. His son Xerxes sat on a golden throne. Behind him stretched 200,000 soldiers. He would finish the job. The Persian army crossed a bridge of boats over the Hellespont, endless columns of men marching into Europe, morning light. At Thermopylae, 300 Spartans raised their shields. They would not retreat. They would die here, and they did. Athens burned, the Acropolis in flames. Persian soldiers walked where Socrates would teach. Athens was destroyed completely. But then came Salamis. Greek ships trapped the Persian fleet in a narrow strait. Chaos and fire on the water. Xerxes watched from his golden throne on the shore. His armada sank before his eyes, horror on his face. He left Greece in shame with the remains of his army. Persia would never seriously threaten Greece again. The empire was still huge on the map, but a crack appeared in the west. Slowly the decline began. Inside, the empire was rotting. The Persian throne room is empty now, shadows of conspirators on the walls. The crown gathers dust on the floor. Assassination, a dagger in the king's back, betrayal from his own men. The empire is rotting from within. On the map, satrapies go dark one by one. The empire is fragmenting. No one is loyal anymore. Everyone wants power. Gold coins scatter on stone floors. The treasury is empty. Persian wealth is disappearing. The army has not been paid. The royal road is abandoned. Broken milestones, overgrown with weeds. The artery of the empire is dead and silent. Darius III sits on the throne, weak, uncertain. the last king of Persia. He does not have Cyrus's will. But in the west, a young king looks east, wind in his hair, fire in his eyes. His name is Alexander. On the map, Macedonia is small but bright, a hungry wolf at the door of a dying empire. Darius looks west. He knows Alexander is coming, but he does not know how to stop him. Then from the west came Alexander. In 334 BC, Alexander crosses the Hellespont. 40,000 men against an empire of 50 million. Insane odds. At Granicus, Alexander leads the charge. Water and dust, chaos, he wins. Darius flees from the battlefield. At Issus, Darius flees again. Panic on his face. His army collapses behind him. He abandons his family and dignity. Persian cities open their gates. Citizens throw flowers. History repeats itself in reverse. They welcome Alexander as a liberator. At Gaugamela, two massive armies clash on an open plain, the largest army Persia can field. Darius is sure numbers will win, but the Persian army disintegrates. Soldiers flee in all directions, chaos and dust. Darius panics and runs away again. Darius III is dead in the dust of a road, murdered by his own men, abandoned, alone, the last king of Persia. Alexander rides into Persepolis through massive gates, triumphant, golden light. The symbol of Persian power is now his. Persepolis burns at night. The great palace engulfed in flames, fire consuming everything Cyrus built, revenge for Athens, ashes and silence, smoke rising slowly, the end of an era. The Persian Empire is over. Nothing remains but dust. Alexander stands among the ruins. Victory, but emptiness inside. He took everything, but he lost something too precious. Alexander's empire overlaps the Persian map. He took everything they built, but he could not replace their soul or wisdom. Persian women cry at the ruins. Children look at the ashes. A people have lost their home, their history, their identity. Alexander leaves Persepolis behind. The city in smoke. The empire has fallen. But the seeds of Persia remain in the soil. Black screen. A golden line draws Persian borders, then fades to nothing. From dust to glory. From glory to dust. The empire fell, but its ideas never died. But here is what history often forgets. Persia did not truly die. Its language survived. Its culture survived. Its ideas lived on. The Cyrus Cylinder sits in a museum display case, the first charter of human rights, an idea that outlasted empires and kings. Persian influence spread to Rome, to Greece, and far beyond. The roads, the postal system, the tolerance of conquered peoples. Rome copied all of it. Today in Iran, children walk among the ruins of Persepolis. The memory of their ancestors lives in their hearts and their prayers. Books about Persia fill library shelves around the world. History not forgotten. Lessons we still remember. A civilization that changed everything. A golden sunset over the mountains of Iran. The light fades, but tomorrow it will rise again, just like the memory of Persia, forever.